Hello everyone, welcome to my video. I just want to talk normally about what I've been experiencing or just documenting my journey till now of how it feels to write every single day and how it feels to write 600 words every day and how it feels easier than the last book that I was writing and how many words I've written. It's going to be a very short videos. It's not going to be a very long 30 minutes video. And yeah, so how I've been managing writing into my life right now, it's very simple basically. So school has started now. I just had like a 2 weeks holiday and now school has started again, so it's going to be a little bit difficult with managing writing 600 words with school and with gym and with family and all of those daily things that you basically do. But I have a very short kind of daily planner which I've started to do 2 weeks ago. So it's kind of like, I'm not gonna read all of it, but it's just like whenever it's school days where it's where I'm having 6 hours school, I just usually would come home after school and yeah, do daily things, going to the gym or just eating, hydrating, and just chilling, and then I will write for 30 minutes. I would not really say 30 minutes. I would not really go into time. I would mostly go and say, yeah, write 600 words. And I'm just gonna check if I've been in a flow mindset for a long time and I've not really hit those words. If I'm writing for 1 hour and I'm not really getting ahead of 300 words, then I'm gonna let that be, because I don't think I will spend more time daily than 30 minutes. No, that's just so stupid. I mean, I will not spend daily, I will not spend more than 1 hour daily on writing. I think it's kind of easier for those who are or not really, but it's, I think, a little bit easier if you are at home and you don't really have much things to do. You don't have work or school or other things to do to hit those words. But for people who have much things to do, I have other things to do as well. So if I'm gonna spend 2 hours on writing every single day after school, after, I don't know, gym, after doing my daily tasks, then I'm gonna be really burned out in a few weeks. So I just want to keep it very simple, and I don't really want to kind of give myself a deadline, basically, because with the pace that I'm going right now, it's actually very good, because right now I've written 13,000 words, and last week I was probably stuck at 7,000. So it's actually pretty good, I think, for someone who has just started writing for more than 2 weeks or almost 3 weeks, I think. But it doesn't really show anything, but it just really shows that I really like this story a lot, because with the other story I was not really, I think I was at 20,000 words, and that was in months. So that kind of shows that, when you're really interested in a story, you would come to it every single day and write. But what I think one of the reasons why it's 13,000 words right now, because I think it's because I had 2 weeks holiday, so I was basically at home and not doing really much, so I could hit more than 600 words. I used to write in those 2 weeks. I wrote every single day, and I wrote more than 600 words, maybe around 800, 900 every day. So yeah, just look at your pace, what are you doing, kind of manage it with your daily to-do list, and yeah, don't really burn yourself out. Don't kind of make it very hard for yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one writing the book, and you're the one who's going to publish it. You're going to so it doesn't really make any sense if you're going to put pressure on yourself for not finishing a book, for not writing much. I think daily writing is really good, but I think it kind of depends on what you're doing as well. So if you have a lot of works, and when you get home you don't really have much time, then it's going to be hard. So you have to manage it on your own. There's like no right or wrong. So I think that's what I've learned with my experience till now. Because just like I said, there are like people who write every single day just like I used to do, but that was nothing basically, because right now my last book is just a draft. Like I've spent so much time on it, but it just didn't really, like, of course it kind of bettered my writing skill, but it's just still very useless if you don't really like the story. So you have to look, do I like the story? Do I like, does it really manage with my time of work, of school, of, I don't know, like my free time? And you have to really look at those things. So is it hard to write 600 words every single day? I think I've read this question somewhere else before, like it was a much higher or a lower kind of number, but I'm going to be honest, I was very scared when I first started with thinking about the fact of like writing every single day. It kind of scared me because I used to write like once in a month maybe. That was like years ago. But there was a time where I used to write 2 hours a day, every single day for 6 months, and that burned me out. So I was scared of the fact to write every single day, and this idea of like 600, hitting those 600 words every single day, that kind of scared me as well. But to be honest, it's not that hard if you manage the time, just like I said, and you look at your pace and also like the story. If you're interested in story, and if you're interested in the book, in the whole plot and story, and the whole like theme, then it's going to be very normal for you to write. And don't really look at anybody else's like word numbers that they hit every single day. That's not your pace. I made the mistake of like Googling people's like famous authors like word kind of how many words they write every single day, and it was much higher number, and I was very confused of how can they write that much a day. But it's just, it depends on but it's just like comparing your few years to their like decades. So it's just very stupid. So don't do that. Be at your lane and don't really compare yourself to others. Take inspiration, that's very good, but don't really make your life harder by comparing yourself. And one of the other things that I was very curious about a few days ago was the fact that I have till now I've not really put any chapters on my book. Like there's no chapters, and I didn't know if it was like wrong or if it's like right. Yeah, so I just don't really do this kind of chapters anymore. I just go on and like write. So I went on Google and just Googled, yeah, okay, is it bad to not really have any chapters in the first draft? Then I found out that it's not bad at all, I think, because it's going to be your first draft. It's not really that like much of a big difference. So once you edit it, you can always come back to and always kind of first add like chapters. So yeah, that was not much of a big deal. So yeah, that was it, mate. I mean, not much to say, but yeah, I enjoyed. See you in the next video.